You're starting with the newly released trailer for the forthcoming Harry Potter TV series. The big question, does it feel any different to the films?
I have to say, it looks very much like the films. Most of the major Potter set pieces are in the trailer are faithful to what we've seen before, from Harry's scar on his head to his glasses to the writing on his Hogwarts letter. It also looks like some of the beloved moments will be there too, such as Harry, Hermione and Ron's first meeting on the train. That looks very similar to what we've seen before. Costume-wise, Hagrid's robes are the same, Dumbledore's glasses are the same. The Hogwarts uniforms are generally in line with what fans will recognise, but there are some differences. It looks like we're going to see Harry in a Muggle school or a non-magic school, which is something we haven't seen before. We've only seen him going to Hogwarts. We're going to see Hagrid on the tube, on the underground, with Harry. That'll be new to viewers. Let's take a look.
The next time I see you will be in Hogwarts.
Mr. Potter.
Ominous looking stuff there, Eve. When's it out?
Well, the first series will hit our screens at Christmas on HBO Max, but the entire production is expected to take something like 10 years to complete. More than 30,000 children auditioned. The chosen ones, of course, relative newcomers, so you might not know their names. Scottish actor Dominic McCartney will star as Harry alongside Arabella Stanton as Hermione and Alistair Stout as Ron.
And what about J.K. Rowling's involvement? What do we know about that?
Well, the author is an executive producer of the series. Some cast members, of course, have spoken about a backlash, some criticism they've got for taking part in the series. These are, of course, from people opposed to J.K. Rowling's views on trans rights.
Okay, well, next, Eve, Paul McCartney has announced his first new album in 6 years.
It's called The Boys of Dungeon Lane, and it's inspired by the singer's childhood in Liverpool. Now, it's named after the road where a young McCartney used to do his bird watching in the afternoons. The first single is called Days We Left Behind, and it's very nostalgic. Take a listen.
Looking back at white and black, reminders of my past. Smoky bars and cheap guitars, but nothing built to last. Nothing ever stays. Nothing comes to mind.
That's not going to cheer us up, is it? Nothing ever lasts, nothing ever stays. The Boys of Dungeon Lane, which is the name of the album, it'll be his 19th solo album. It's out on the 29th of May, and it's in a recording career that spans more than 60 years. His last album, that was in 2020. It was something he did during lockdown. He actually called it Rock Down, with the star playing nearly all the instruments and handling all of the production on the album.
And Eve, today your guest on our culture show, he's a good friend of Paul McCartney's.
He is, and it's someone you will definitely know, the pianist and legendary TV host Jools Holland. He's out on tour again with a date in Paris at the Salle Pleyel in April with his legendary rhythm and 19-piece blues orchestra. Now, he's had more than 50 years in the music business, and he recently actually had his first #1 album in all that time. It's called Swing Fever, and he was 66 when he had that #1. It's recorded with Rod Stewart. Take a listen. This is called Almost Like Being in Love, and he performed it in St Pancras Station.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love.
As well as being a musician, he is, of course, a television host. His live music show, Later with Jools Holland, has been running for more than 30 years. It's something like the longest running TV music show in the UK. Now, he's had everyone on that show: Paul McCartney, Adele, Kanye West, a teenage Taylor Swift and a young Amy Winehouse. Carla Bruni, the former First Lady, was also a guest back in 2008. He has so many stories to tell. During our interview, he told me an amusing one about the then President Jacques Chirac at the G8 summit in 1998. Take a listen.
It was a show for the G8, which is now the G20, which has lots, it was for the whatever the great nations. And we thought a great song to play would be All You Need Is Love. What's not to like there? It unites everybody. So we started playing it, and Jacques Chirac was there. But when we played the beginning of All You Need Is Love, Jacques Chirac mistook it, understandably, for the Marseillaise and stood up. And of course, when he stood up, so as not to create an international or a diplomatic incident, Tony Blair stands up, and then Mr. Clinton stands up, and then Boris Yeltsin he was just about able to stand up, and then we thought, what's going to happen now? And once they realised it was the song, so as not to look bad, they all started sort of dancing.
There you go. That was Jools Holland, my guest today on Arts 24, which you can watch at 5:15 Paris time or online at france24.com. And he has got a date here in Paris on the 23rd of April at the Cell Player.
Eve Jackson.